Hi, welcome to the Odds Couple Sports Betting Show for Monday, September 5th. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. Today is Monday, September 5th. Mike Brenner, man, when the football season starts, it's like a big wave that you know is going to wipe you out. But as much as you know, you're psychologically prepared for it. The emotional power of it.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's
right?
amazing. First and foremost, welcome back, Pistol
thank
Pete.
you very
Nice
much.
to have you back.
Welcome back to you
there.
for your unbelievable run in baseball long
we're
term.
just plowing ahead.
And
Hit 2 out of 3 so far today because the Cubbies pulled it off.
Sounds awesome. All right, so college football, week 1, what we learned. A look back is what we're going to take a look at now. And the way we're still getting set how we're going to do this show every week. But I mean, basically, I think the way we're going to do it is we're going to do college stuff every day. And anytime we are looking at lines or analyzing something, you can throw an official pick out there.
Okay.
So in today's
Good.
show,
And we'll throw up our record as well. Just bear with us. It's going to be in the next couple days.
We'll get it worked out.
Yes.
So you can throw official picks out at any time you want. You have to take the lines that are currently there.
Good.
But
Good.
or in this one, I have not, because as you know, with my trip, my friggin' computer
I heard
broke.
that's another story.
So I'm about a day behind.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to give any official picks. I haven't made any bets on these college football week 1 lines. But it's interesting what happened, right? All right, first game.
Oh, it's classic. Or should I say Vlasic? Like Vlasic? I got you on that one.
Right. Enough. All right. First thing, one thing in week 1 we did well. I think I went 5-1, and you were 3-3 or something like that.
3-3, yeah. Did you really go 5-1?
Yeah, I had only one loser, which was the under in the Washington game.
That's
we'll get to that in a second. But one pick that we were both tempted to take, but both to our credit stayed off of, was Tennessee. Right? They struggled against Appalachian State.
And we were that close. Yep.
Now, as we've seen many years in college football, week 1 results can be very, very misleading.
Absolutely.
Tennessee struggled against Appalachian State. Next week, they're a 10.5-point favorite at Virginia Tech. Going forward, do we think Tennessee's going to be good this upcoming week? What do you think?
I think they learned from it. I think there was an ass whooping taking place in that locker room. I'm not kidding you, but. Again, too early for me to call, but do I think the line's fair? Maybe, because Virginia Tech, that's a rebuilding program.
Yeah.
So I think they do. I think they get it done. I think they take it out on them.
Definitely a surprising result. Now, we knew that Appalachian State was a team on the rise.
Of course. This team has accomplished quite a bit.
It's not a massive shock. This wasn't some like.
But Tennessee was built up so big, like another one we'll talk about later. But they were built up so big this year and so focused and ready that I think it just kind of caught everybody by surprise. Right. And let's not pull no punches. They damn near probably should have lost that game outright.
Sure.
Outright.
All right. So I'm thinking this might set up for situations to bet Tennessee coming up in subsequent weeks.
And
now,
you say 10.5 for next week?
Yeah, on the road.
On the road at Virginia Tech?
Yeah. So that's an interesting line. We'll get into it more. I'll have when I have computer access, I'll be a demon of handicapping once again.
Will.
Another team that you've been talking about a lot in the preseason, our preseason videos, is LSU, right?
Yes.
Now you made the call early on in the year that they were going to be underachieving this year, and of course they lost outright against Wisconsin.
An unranked Wisconsin team. I did a video when you were gone. I don't recall who I did it with. I don't know if it was Big Man on Campus or Joe Duffy, but whoever it was, they thought I was wrong there, and they thought LSU would run the whole table and win everything this year.
Yeah.
And again, never. But I'm telling you, it's coaching. And I told this presenter, it's coaching. Les Miles is just not that great coach. He did not have his team prepared.
Well, this is not like the first time we've seen this from LSU.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Failing as this kind of a favorite, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a good call.
What do you expect going forward? Next week we can throw it out against an FCS team, Jacksonville State. But what do you expect against the LSU going forward? And probably they will bounce back at some point.
They're going to bounce back, but there's going to be spots, because I'm telling you, if you lose that locker room, and we all saw the dynamics last year, your AD, the higher ups, the alma mater, they all wanted him out. They wanted him out, but yet the players went to bat for him. And what does he do? First week out, boom, they lay an egg. So stay tuned, as my father would say. All will be revealed.
All right, now another game that we that you did give officially last week, and I should have. I didn't have the balls to pull the trigger on it, but we've discussed it ad nauseum. Every time we discussed the game, we said Alabama, when they seem like too big of a favorite, they wind up covering. They covered easily.
Buddy, come on.
A blowout win. They have a true freshman quarterback who looks awesome, not against a patty cake defense, against a USC defense. No. So what do you take from...
let's not get lost in translation here also. The first quarter, going into the second quarter, this was looking like, because I had a lot of money on the first half, right? And I'm not kidding you. And it wasn't looking good for the home team. And I didn't panic. I even actually was thinking, okay, all right, thank God I kind of waited off on the full game. But they took that one quarterback out for a minute. They put that other kid in, and I'm telling you, something happened. And then they put the other kid back in, and then they became unstoppable. But once that confidence, and that's what it was that Nick Saban confidence, once that grabbed a hold, there was no turning back. And they opened up a can of whoop-ass. Moving forward, they're the best team in college football.
And
There's
you
no
think
doubt
they'll have
in my mind.
value, though? so. Yeah, because
yes, I do.
I remember in previous years, I would.
This guy's ready. He's focused. He wants another title this year.
I would talk about it all the time. When Alabama is a team that is really at their peak elite level, they're the kind of team that takes public action and still cashes week in and week out. So we could be seeing that here for Alabama.
Sure could.
And then USC, a team that we thought we might be a little bit high on this year. I think we can give them a little bit of a pass for getting destroyed by Alabama. What do you expect from them going forward?
Well, I think they gained a little confidence early in the game. Now, Clay Helton's got his work cut out for him is in the locker room, not on the practice field. You have got to get into your players' head and let them know, look, all right, we got to overlook this, or we have got to move forward. We're still a good team. We held them in check for a quarter and a half. At least they did that. So hopefully they'll grow from them strengths and not dwell. But this is a rebuilding program, new quarterback. There's a lot going on. Moving forward, fade them a little bit. It's going to take time.
So?
Called it early. Said it's going to take time.
All right, sounds good. And then the other game I want to ask about is Texas, of course, won the crazy OT game.
Wow. What a great game, though, as a fan. No, that's right. You don't like the sport itself. You just bet the damn thing. But no, Pistol Pete, what a game.
I knew that was going to be a wacky game. I actually had one of my friends.
I didn't see Texas offense that good.
I knew it was going to be a very unpredictable game. I wouldn't have been surprised if they had gotten blown out. I did sort of like the over, but I bet it early, and then it closed at like 55 or something like that.
Now, Pete, I got to ask you: is Texas that good, or is Notre Dame maybe not as good as advertised, or are both of these teams just really good eventually and have some defensive issues?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think maybe I am looking for Texas. Like I said in the beginning of the year, I was thinking maybe Texas will be slightly undervalued.
Yeah, you did say that.
Their next game is against UTEP, so that's kind of a tricky one.
Really, exactly. Oh, because you heard what happened with UTEP and their quarterback. They got rid of the one and the other one a week later after he makes one leave because he wins the job, and then the one that wins the job, he gets arrested for drunk driving. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah, it's all kind of wacky. There's no line out for that one yet, but I don't know. In general, I'm going to have to do a lot more research into this, obviously. But I think Texas might have some talent this year.
How the hell are you going to find time, Pete? There's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, I'm behind on my research. Are you kidding? All right. Now, of course, then let's talk about Houston and Oklahoma. What do we expect going forward? Oklahoma's next game.
Did we throw the dart and nail the bullseye with this? We both said when this team comes out and they're they're like overvalued and possibly have high expectations, and not just us. I got news for you. There's plenty of articles. Bob Stoops does not produce, and he hasn't. It's going to be the year that unless they pull off a miraculous run and win the championship, if they don't, I got a feeling you're going to see Stoops seeing the door because this pattern has now been too consistent. Pete,
so you think continue
forward,
to look to fade Oklahoma?
I do. But there'll be the spots when he'll build them up. But in the heads of the players mentally right now, that team is lost right now.
All right, why don't you hit us with a couple of games?
How about Clemson? Come on.
Clemson.
I'm still wondering, is the fix in? Pete, all right, there's a minute and 15 left. You're on the 15 or whatever, the 20-yard line. You got an easy field goal, all right, on fourth down to put it out of reach at 9 and give the team one more possession, right? What do? Let's go for it on 4th and 5, all right? The running back, it's 3 yards. Next thing you know, the line, which was 7, is now sitting still at 6. The team doesn't go back and score. Just makes you what? I just needed a damn field goal.
I don't know. There was a lot of movement on that game.
There was some pissed off bettors.
There were some pissed off bettors. A lot of line movement on that game. So I don't think there was overwhelming action.
I have to say this, though. My hat's off to Auburn's defense for holding Deshaun Watson in check because he really, really kind of did. That last score was a great catch in the end zone by that young kid, the receiver. But Auburn surprised me defensively. I really thought this was going to be like a 42-10, 42-21. I promise, Pete. So
you think
learned a lot.
You think Clemson's pissed off? Next week they're at Troy minus 36, maybe like first half.
Holy cow, that's a first half. They'll probably be up 36 at half. Deshaun Watson will go nuts.
You think so, huh?
Tune in later. Thanks for bringing that one up.
Anything else you want to bring up, Mike Brenner?
Well, let's see. How about Stanford struggling against K-State? All right. Now, I had a lean. They covered the first half lean, but the game itself, I was a little surprised. I thought because Bill Snyder and K-State.
Yeah. Listen, I said this when we were discussing Stanford early on in the year. Obviously, McCaffrey's great, but he's due to take a step back. Hogan, I think, was underrated last year. He was a big part of their success, and they're rebuilding on the offensive line. The last time this happened was in 2014, and they took a step back then.
Yes, absolutely.
Expectations super high this year for Stanford. So I think they might be overvalued again going forward. As a big favorite, we'll see what their lines are. I don't have it right down here. What their next
Pete, there's so much to talk about. We got to fit a couple more in. Okay, Michigan State. Come on now, they are lucky just to get a win there. They struggled, and then you got to talk about Oregon, 53-28 against UC Davis. All right, Oregon's got some defensive issues. If you're giving up 28 points to UC Davis, all right, I think you got something to work on.
Yeah,
now, the one, I really
point.
think so. Now, how about this one? And this was kind of shocking, not shocking. How about Michigan? Now, the reason I stayed off it was because Hawaii had already played one game, had one under their belt, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to let Jimmy Boy Harbaugh work out the first week, work it out my ass. They opened up a can of whoop ass, brought the wheelbarrow and the shovel and buried them at halftime, Pistol Pete.
So the question is, their next game is another game like this,
Michigan's
35
defense is real. They're real, and I'm telling you, this team's quietly going to cash tickets. They're going to be in the hunt. They're going to be in the Final Four. I'm telling you, I feel it.
You did say that from the beginning. You think they have the motivation, though, to get 2 straight 40-point wins?
Why not? You got Jim Harbaugh there. This is one of the most egotistical coaches in the world, but I love the guy. I mean, I am totally on board with him.
So you like him at 35.5 against UCF?
I do.
You're not going to give it as official pick here, though, will you?
No, I won't now. Matter of fact, you know what? If you had the first half available, I would.
Okay, you can give the first half, and I will go in. I don't know if
Pistol Pete, I'll take them on the first half against UCF, and I'll give 19.
Okay, so it'll be whatever the Pinnacle opener is, or whatever line is out right now.
Okay, that's it. Pinnacle opener or whatever line is out right now. This is an official pick. Okay, Michigan first half
UCF.
Over UCF. My God, because you know what's going on with UCF.
They're
still rebuilding. That team's a freaking mess.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my God, you just gave me some money.
There you go. All
See,
right, I'm
there
glad
you go.
have done
And
that,
now,
Mike
you know what I'm going to do after? And I'm for real. I'm going to go line shopping. I'm going to find out where the best line is. And if I have to open up another account to do it, I'll do it because then I'm getting a great bonus. And that's part of the plan, baby.
That's very smart of you, Mike Brenner. Absolutely. That's what you got to do to maximize your profits in this business. All right, Mike Brenner.
Well, listen, one more.
Okay,
How
one
about
more.
Florida Gators struggled against the worst team in college football, bar none, in 1A, all right? University of Massachusetts. What's going on with Florida? Because I was surprised when they were even ranked, let alone ranked 25th. What are your thoughts?
I think the offense just isn't necessarily there. I didn't look into that deeply, but
you need to look into that because that's a team you may want to think about fading also. So
yeah, absolutely. Because if
I'm fired
if you don't have the playmakers in college football, that's what college football spreads as a favorite, as a ranked team is really about. Do you have the playmakers as Washington appears to have with that guy Ross?
Look, I told you that was a good one. I nailed that one.
Although if he gets injured, look out for Washington. Be careful about that.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, what's your favorite college team? I know you don't like the sport, but you got to have a favorite team.
My favorite college team is I don't know, like
give me something.
UTEP.
Okay. Hey, Dennis, I need a UTEP hat. I'm tired of looking at this Yankees hat during college football odds couple show.
All right. Sounds good, Mike Brenner. We will be back tomorrow with more college football coverage on tomorrow's show.
Yes, we will. OCDpicks.com. Don't miss it.
Our next segment for the Odds Couple Sports Betting Show for Monday, September 5th is we're taking an early look at the NFL Week 1 line. So these aren't exactly openers because they have been out for a while and discussed, but they're openers as far as this week is concerned after the preseason games. Some interesting lines here.
I'm wondering if some of these lines makers were tipping back Grandpa's old cough medicine or something. There's a couple of them, Pistol Pete. Got me shaking my head and loving it.
Well, all right. The first one that I want to ask you about, Mike Brenner, we got Arizona -6 over the Pats, right? Now, you were talking about how you think Arizona is going to be overvalued possibly this year. In the preseason, they definitely look like they had some issues, and the Pats on the other side look great. Garoppolo looks like he's fine. The tight ends are productive. I don't know, man. I don't really like to bet against Bruce Arians, but giving the Pats 6 points, maybe that's value there.
Guys, that's one of the ones I had, absolutely. Because, I think the issues, and I think New England's defense is a hell of a lot better than people know. I think this team's quietly just taking care of their business very confidently, I must say, along the way. That's one I'm definitely looking into. And again, on this show, we can put out our official picks.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Oh, yeah. You can put them out at any time, and you can even take them back on the other side up to the last show.
And also to let the viewers know, in the next couple days, we will have our charts on every video for Odds Couple for football, for college and NFL, and also still with baseball. So just bear with us because accountability to Pistol Pete and I is everything for real. Because I'm going to have some picks today for the NFL.
Really? All right. Is that one of them?
That is one of them.
The Pats +6?
I'm taking the Pats in the 6.
All right. After this show, I'm going to go to the to SBR odds, and I'm going to find you the best line. I don't have SBR odds printed out right here, but I'm going to go find it. And that will be the best line for you. Maybe they're even a 6.5. We'll see what's out there. But Pats +6, I have to say.
I think they enjoy being a road favorite Week 1.
I have to say, I'm agreeing with that. All right. The next one, you said that you were down on Pittsburgh this year, although that was also predicated on Roethlisberger kind of wearing down. Washington's a team team I think might be a little bit undervalued, and their Monday night home dog to Pittsburgh. Washington does have sort of a bad record at home on Monday nights going back a bunch of years. That might be a little bit fluky, though. What do you think about
Well,
Washington?
because last year they had a great record at home. Matter of fact, that's what made their season. So I was thinking about that also because I saw the Monday night record, and I think we could kind of throw that record out the window. But that's a game, Pistol Pete, 10-foot pole. It could be a 20-foot pole because I got to watch what happens.
The Steelers could come up exploded, especially in week one. All right, another one I'm thinking about is the over in Green Bay, Jacksonville. Now you have Aaron Rodgers, who could easily have a huge day here, right? And last year, Green Bay's, their pass defense was kind of vulnerable against good passing offenses, which Jacksonville's could be this year. 48, it's not in the 50s. What do you think about the over 48?
You might be onto something there, but I just, if that happens, it's going to be the Packers getting a majority of that because I think the Packers defense is going to be really, really ready for this game. Even though I'm a big Blake Bortles fan, I think his offensive line is going to have some issues, and I look for them to kind of push it a little bit when he presses. And if he presses early in the season, check his stats, guys. Some interceptions tend to come out. So I think the Packers could possibly have to get a majority of those points. Therefore, again, that's why your total's low, Shaq.
Right,
so
that's right, and that's why I might take a team total later in the week.
All
right.
Yeah, but I do have something to call on that.
Oh, really? You're going to give a pick? Let's hear it.
The game itself is -5, if I'm correct.
It's about 4.5 or 5.
Absolutely.
We'll give you the best line, whatever you want.
This is an official pick. I am taking the Packers on the first half, which will probably be about -3, and I'm taking the Pack on the game. And if it's at 4.5, I'm taking it.
I think we can give you 4.5, probably maybe juiced or so. But we'll give you the best line that I will check again at
and that's
SBRodds.com.
official right there, baby.
All right, sounds good, Mike Brenner. Next one we have to ask about, right? Oakland. Oakland. Huge expectations this year, right? Start the season off at New Orleans. I'm seeing, kind of a pick'em line +1 at some places. New Orleans, Oakland didn't do that well in the preseason, but I think we can maybe give them a little bit of a pass for that because Carr looked great in the times that he did play. New Orleans lost all their preseason games. What do you think? Oakland +1?
This is one of those games that had me just, scratching my head because I saw it even as a pick'em a few spots. And wait a minute, I know Drew Brees is at home and he's got that confidence and so forth, but that team has really been trying to rebuild for a minute. Now, now they got another defensive coordinator. I think they're third in the last 5th year. I think the Raiders could get that win. I really do. I like the full game Raiders.
Are you going to give it?
I'm giving it.
You are okay.
I'm not
on
kidding
the spread, on the money line. What would you like?
I'm taking the. This is probably. You know what? I'm just going to do a money line pick on that.
Okay, money line pick. It'll be probably slight plus money. We'll give you the best line that I can find when I go outside. All right. Wow, Mike Brenner, you're just shooting from the hip here. Monday.
Yeah, but I did my research. I dove in, baby.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Yeah. Again, I didn't have my freaking computer.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
That's a classic story. A classic story.
Let me ask you about this one. Atlanta. You've been very high on Atlanta. The defense is supposedly going to be very strong under Quinn, and the total is 47.5, which is only a half point lower than Green Bay. Jacksonville, of course, experienced bettors will remember that last year Atlanta closed on a huge under run. Right? They went under. I think they were like 0-11-1 over the last 12 games or something like that. They also went under in their first game last year. What do you think about an underplay with Atlanta? What do you think?
I think that would be an edge because I think this is the year Dan Quinn's defense is going to shine a little brighter than people know. They have some depth finally, and these are his guys, not Mike Smith's. He's not inheriting this defense. The total, again, I'm not the big totals guy in football, but it makes sense to me, that breakdown. Apparently, they're expecting a shootout. I think the under is probably going to be the way because I got news for you. I don't think Jameis Winston's going to be cranking it up. I don't think that team's offense is going to have as much success as people may think. I think there's going to be a lot of turnovers, but I got news for you. I'm taking the Falcons on the full game. Is it still available at -3?
Yes, I'm seeing -3. We'll give you the best line there that we can
give you.
And
that's an official pick.
-3. Wow,
buddy.
Mike Brenner, unbelievable.
I love it.
Let's mention one other game just because I noticed the line. When we did our Yahoo Sports radio show, one of the games that we took a look at early on was Cleveland and Philly, and at that time, I think the line, what was it? Was it 7.5?
Yes, it was. It was 7.5 because we were surprised.
Was it 7.5? Now it's down to like 4. So we were right about that. We said that we thought that line was too high. Both these teams were terrible, and so Cleveland. Just mentioning that some of these early lines that you can bet at the books, a month or two in advance.
And of course, Eagles make the big deal. Sanchez. Not Sanchez. What's his name? Bradford. He's gone. So.
All right, Mike Brenner, and then of course Bradford went to Minnesota. They're a small favorite over Tennessee.
Saw that. I got to stay as far away from that as can be because Mariota's liable to have a week 1 miracle like he had the 1 year. And the Vikings, a defensive team, all right, now have some issues on offense they got to work out. But Woo! Yeah, I'm staying off that, but I'll probably bet it as we get closer. And again, we can always add picks to the show.
And we'll revisit these games later on. But as of right now, anything you want to say about Giants-Dallas? That's an interesting game.
Yeah, again, that's a 10-foot pole, but you and I did call it with Romo, too.
Yeah.
How long will he last? Between him and Teddy Bridgewater, we nailed them on the But I didn't see this. The Giants, this might be a mess for a minute.
We were kind of high on the Giants to start, and now we're sort of revisiting a little bit.
Got to stay away.
Thinking about what we think.
But there's one other game I got to put out there as an official pick.
Oh, wow.
I know, I got to do it, and I love it. You ready for this one?
Yeah, let's hear what it is.
I got to find it again. Holy cow, bear with me.
Okay.
All right, here it is.
We're going to start calling you Research Brenner.
Well, yeah, I'm not kidding you. I did my research on this. I'm ready for this. Oh, Bengals at the Jets. I want them in 2 spots. I want the Bengals on the first half. It'll probably be about
maybe 1.5.
1.5. And also for the full game, is it still available at -2.5?
I'm seeing 2.5. Yes.
Okay, I love it. I don't think this team's going to be able to hang with the Bengals right out of the gate. The Jets have some issues. They have some. I didn't see a lot of answered questions offensively, and I think the Bengals defense is so stout that by the time the first half's over, I think the full game and the spread's going to be covered all the way around. So I love it. Bengals, baby, official. First half in the game, Pistol Pete.
All right. I feel like the Bengals tend to have kind of a bad record against teams from that division, but that's probably.
I'm just feeling this one.
I think you're absolutely right. The Bengals feel like they're.
And then the rest of them, I'm going to wait until they're later in the week. But those are official picks.
And Mike Brenner, you really brought it for this first NFL show of Week 1.
I did.
You
4,
brought it.
5, 6, 7 plays, baby.
Let's review them all.
Okay.
And again, the official lines, I will go check and give Mike Brenner
and
the
I will
best
turn
line.
it on to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going with the Patriots +6, if that's the best line out. I'm going with the Packers on the first half -3, the Packers on the game -4.5. All right, I'm also going with, let's see, Packers, okay, at Jacksonville on the full game -5. Wait a minute, I just said that.
Yeah, you
okay,
did.
Got it.
This is complicated.
Hold on, it is. Okay. All right, Falcons, all right, on the full game -3, okay. Bengals, first half -1.5, and Bengals on the full game -2.5 at the New York Jets. And to wrap it up, I'm taking the full game Raiders on the money line at the New Orleans Saints. Pistol Pete, I'm
awesome
fired up,
analysis, Mike Brenner. Great job this week.
Yes.
You really brought it. A+ show from Mike Brenner, and we'll be doing a lot more NFL coverage the rest of this week. So don't forget to miss it. Tune in.
That's right.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.